Good morning and welcome back to the Ateraverse. I'm Tal Dagan, Chief Product Officer here at Atera, and I'm excited to kick off day 2 of our virtual event. Yesterday, we covered a range of topics from cybersecurity to cloud migrations and then some. Today, we're diving deeper into the world of IT efficiency, talking about automation, AI, and how Atera is supporting IT professionals en route to achieve efficient IT operation. As Chief Product Officer, my role is to ensure that Atera is constantly evolving and delivering new impactful features to help IT professionals like you to succeed. That's why I'm thrilled to be leading our first session today, where I'll be sharing our product roadmap and unveiling some exciting new features that will help you streamline your processes and save time, costs, and effort. In addition to my session, we have a packed agenda lined up for today. We'll be hearing from industry experts on topics like automation, best practices, AI, and platform hacks, shared by our incredible customers. Let's jump right in. So first, I'd like you to understand how exactly we make decisions here at Atera. So the decision starts with getting the information, right? We need the information, and where do we get this information from? This information is coming from you guys, and there are two main channels where we get this information from. The first channel is through user voice. Most of you know that and vote there, and we look a lot on this platform and we see how many new ideas are there, how many votes are for each idea, and we collect a lot of information. The second channel is the sessions that we have with you, the meetings that we have with you. We try to have as many meetings as possible. Usually it's going to be around specific topics that we inquire about, but many times it could be very general. And if you wish to talk to us, to the product team, you have suggestions that you would like to express to us, we would love to hear from you. Contact your CSM or support and we can schedule a meeting right away. We do a lot with the user voice and the sessions, and we implement a lot of the things that you asked for. One example would be the Linux agent, which got over 1,000 votes, and the other session might be ESET that 600 or more users asked for, and the new dashboard, which we'll touch on in a minute, is having 1,300 votes. So we actually listen to what you say, take that into account, and implement that. Now, the second thing that we look at is the impact. What is the impact of the feature that you ask or that we hear from you? And the impact can be divided into two parts. One is how many people are impacted by this feature. Sometimes it's a small group, sometimes it's a larger group. And what is the depth of the impact? It could be something very, very light, and it could be something very, very impactful. So we multiply the one by the second, and we get the total impact, which tells us which feature is more important and we should start with first. Bear in mind that even if we have the impact, sometimes we have some restrictions. For example, if the infrastructure is not ready, we will need to wait until the infrastructure is upgraded. Or sometimes we have technology limitations. The technology is not ripe enough. Naturally, everything we do must align to our product strategy. The reason we do that is that features need to be connected to one another. We can't have siloed features which do not have any connection to one another. And we have a very well-formed product strategy in place, which is included with the 3 pillars. It consists of 3 pillars. The first one is the all-in-one. We want to make sure that everything is in one place and you can move from one area to another very, very seamlessly. So for example, if you want to handle a ticket and then do some RMM action, you want to be able to do that integrally and very, very seamlessly. You don't want to move between different platforms and different parts. So we want to have everything all in one. The second is the UX and UI. That means the user experience. And when we talk about user experience for us as Atera, it's very, very important. The reason it's very, very important is that our platform is zero touch. That means that when you go for a trial, you test it, you try it, you see if you like it. If you like it, you purchase it. If you don't like it, you don't purchase it. And as such, nobody explains anything to you, and you need to get it right away. So we have to make the platform very, very intuitive. And this is a key pillar for us. Everything we do has to be very, very intuitive. It also helps you eliminate a lot of overhead in training new employees, trying to figure out what to do next, which takes up a lot of time. And so it provides you a lot of value in and of itself. The last pillar is our RMM, which is the cornerstone of our platform. That means that everything we do revolves around the RMM, and we want to make sure our RMM is best in class. It's the number one priority for us. We invest a lot of efforts in making the RMM the best in class. We continue to put in a lot of efforts, and every feature that we create needs to align to that strategy. One more thing that we found out when talking to customer is that many customers are unaware of things that they can actually do on Atera. Sometimes the fault is on us because we do not make this accessible enough. But many times, doing very, very simple operations, you can learn on what you can do with Atera and take better advantage of the platform. We have a lot of information out there, and you can choose from various channels that you can have. So if you want to know how to do something, you're trying to do something and you want to know how to do it, first of all, most of the chances are that it's possible to do that. So you just need to know how. You can open up a chat with one of our support experts. You can send an email to support expert, and you can look at our knowledge base. And of course, join one of our webinars to expand what you know. We also urge you to look at our release notes. Take a look at them, see what's new, try it out. A lot of fantastic stuff that we're releasing almost bi-weekly. So just go ahead and use it. So now I'm proud to unveil new features that we've been working on. Some of the features were just introduced, and some of the features are just about to be introduced. So I want to talk to you about them and show you what we worked on. So we'll start with the patch approval workflow. Patch approval workflow, you'll see for yourself, is something that's basic for your operation. You want to be able to exclude patches that are rogue, patches that can cause your customers a lot of grief and trouble. So I want to show you a short video that will demonstrate exactly what we did there and how we did that in a way that will have the best UX that we think is possible. As you can see in this video, we actually integrated this into the IT automation. The IT automation is where you do all the patching. You can decide which patches you want to look at, you want to install. But then again, you want to manage and exclude specific patches. What we allowed you to do is decide which patches will be installed immediately. For example, critical patches you want to install immediately, even if you don't know if they're causing a lot of trouble or not. But for example, if you want to look at non-critical patches, you want to wait until you're sure they're okay and everything is fine. So you can do that here. You can decide the period of time that you want to wait. And then after you wait for a while, you can see that there's specific patches that you want to exclude. And you can exclude them using regular search. You can say you want a specific KB or you want a specific keywords. You can choose that specific patch and then exclude it until later on when you're ready to launch it. So you can actually unexclude it. You can approve that after everything is okay. And this will run in the next IT automation run. You can choose to look at all your excluded or all your approved patches, and you can decide to batch exclude or batch approve those specific patches. And we've also included a lot of options for you to play with the view and set it up the way you like it to be. Next up, we have a new dashboard. The new dashboard looks amazing, in my opinion. I'm a bit biased, but I'll show you, and maybe you like it as well. So let's dive right in. I prepared a video for you to see that. So this is how the dashboard looks like. It's built out of tiles. We have all kinds of tiles. We started with tiles that existed beforehand, but this architecture allows us to add more tiles as we go. Those tiles can be interacted with, they can be expanded, you can remove specific tiles, you can add those tiles back in. It's very, very flexible, and you can change, you can play with it and adjust it to the way you want it to look like. This is individual, by the way. Every user has his own view, so you don't need to worry that if you change the dashboard, it will change for the other users as well. The next step for us in those tiles is we will allow you to be able to take a report, an existing report that you have on your system, and make a tile out of it. And this tile will actually be present in the dashboard. You'll be able to see that. So this is one advancement we're working on. And the other is that we're going to take this specific architecture and we're going to apply it to the device console. So it's going to be the same layout. You can pick and choose whatever you want to see. Next up is our new ticket page. When we designed our ticket page, it was, I think, 5 years ago. It was state of the art and it looked amazing, but things change and it's not modern anymore, and it's missing a lot of functionality. So we decided to redo the ticket page, and I'll show you exactly how the ticket page looks like and what are the advancements that we have. So first of all, this is the way it looks like. It looks a lot better. You can actually filter comments. You can actually change the order of the comments from new to old and from old to new, depending on how you want to look at it. Autosave. Everything is automatically saved. That means that you don't need to click on save. If you're pretty sure that everything is saved for you, even if your computer crashes, something happens, you go out and you go back and your kids played with everything. Everything is saved, so no need to worry anymore. Also, we try to make everything one click away. We don't hide things within menus. Everything is right there on the page, and it's very, very accessible. So it includes the time entry that you can play with, technician assignments, and moving between public reply and an internal note. Cards are foldable so that you can choose what you want to see, very similarly to the dashboard. So if you don't want to see a card, you can collapse it or expand it if you want to see it later on. And we've also worked on the load time of the page, so the load time is going to be much faster than it used to be, and we're very, very excited about it. What are the next steps? So first of all, we're going to add tabs. That means that each ticket is going to be open in a tab within that ticket page, so you don't have to go out of context in order to move between tickets. It will also save you some time in opening new tabs, so that's very exciting. Second of all, we have checklists and sub-tickets. Checklists and sub-tickets allow you to collaborate very, very nicely with your peers around tickets. You can create projects. You can assign sub-tickets to other technicians or other people within the company. So it allows you to collaborate a lot better and work more seamlessly around the tickets. Also, we've added conversation filtering, so you can see only public or only public comments or only internal notes. That means that there's less room to be confused on. Sometimes we know that one of the main problems that we have is trying to have an internal note and it is sent to the user, to the end user. That's usually not good. So this will help a lot with this. Time entries in the feed. That means that everything that you do in a time entry, every time entry you add, will be added to your feed. So you'll have everything in chronological order, and you can know when you added a time entry and when not. And of course, we talked about the all-in-one platform. So we're going to add more RMM actions from within the ticket. Today, you can connect to the device from within the ticket, but we are going to add run scripts, command line, and more RMM actions. And that means that you don't need to switch. Everything is seamless. You can move. You don't need to move from the ticket and then try to find the device through search and go to the device console and then operate. You can do everything from one place, including running a script. And last one you probably heard of, but some of you that live under some certain rock haven't heard of. And I want to introduce this because it's so cool. So the AI assistant is here, and I'm going to show you a little bit how it looks like. And if you haven't played with it before, go ahead and play with it because this is really amazing. So on the AI, you can actually use the ticket to summarize the ticket. You can use the AI agent to summarize the ticket. And when you summarize the ticket, we went ahead and we also added the ability to create a response or create a solution. What is the solution to the problem? Sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't. And on top of the solution, you can actually create a script. The script can be run directly from within the ticket, which is amazing. This is the ticketing with the RMM together, and they run together based on AI. You can also generate a response if you don't want to create a script or a script does not apply here. You can create a response and send a response to the user. This is very simple, and in my opinion, this is amazing. Go ahead and try it out. Okay, so we talked about the features that we released and the features that we're just about to release. Now let's talk a little bit about the long term, what we're going to do later on. So let's dive right in. So we're starting off with the RMM features, which, as I said earlier, this is the most important part in the platform. So RMM is core to Atera, and that's why I chose to start. You've seen that in the product strategy. And today we have a lot of RMM actions going on in the system, over 320 million automated, almost all automated actions, about 99.8% are automated. And this is something that we're very proud of, and we want to continue and want to expand the amount of RMM actions that you guys do on the system. For that end, we decided to start with a private software repo. The private software repository is something that a lot of you asked for. Today you can use the public repositories of Chocolatey and of Homebrew and install whichever software bundle that you'd like. We want to expand on this, and the private software repo will allow you to take private software that you chose to maintain as private, whether it's because it's not available in a public repo or because you wanna control the licensing or you have security concerns. Whatever the reason, you'll have a private software repo for this, which is hosted in Atera. The private software repo is going to be released this quarter, and it was highly requested. Over 1,000 people asked for it. It's going to be the same as public, as I mentioned earlier, but at first stage it's going to be available only for Windows. We'll add Mac support later on, and it's not going to include automatic updates the way the public repo today is. We're going to add this later on as well, but you will have a private repository that you can use to install whatever software that you want. Bear in mind that the interface for this is going to be the same as the public repo. You can create software bundles, you can create it you can install it individually. Everything that you'd like to do, you can do that. Moving forward to mobile. On the mobile, we're going to have the ability to add more RMM actions. We found out that a lot of you do a lot more stuff with mobile, which is not surprising, of course. But at the beginning, we thought that mobile is going to be complementary to the web. Now we see that a lot of people are using it on a day-to-day basis, and they want to do a lot more. So mobile is going to be added with RMM capabilities, which you can operate directly from your mobile interface. Today, on the mobile, we have about 5,000 weekly users. If you're not using the mobile app, you should. It's very intuitive, very easy to use, and go ahead and try that. One more thing we're going to add on the RMM. I told you that AI is in the center of attention at Atera, so we want to apply the AI to the threshold. Today, thresholds are controlled by threshold profiles. We do supply some of the canned or profile of thresholds, which you can use. This is sometimes a compromise. Sometimes it will not be totally suitable, and then you'll need to adjust the threshold profile according to your needs. However, we want you to be able to not use threshold profiles at all, right? If you use AI, you don't have a threshold profile. We use some anomaly detection properties of generative AI that we know exist, and we're experimenting with this right now, and will allow you to run without a threshold profile. And whenever something abnormal or severe happens, we let you know on our own. You won't need to set up a threshold profile. We're going to start experimenting with this in this quarter, and hopefully we'll be able to deliver that in the next one. Wow, this is a lot. There's a lot of things that you guys ask for and a lot of things that we're thinking. So this is very, very exciting. Let's continue. We're continuing now with the PSA. And as I told you earlier, one of our main goals is to make sure that the PSA is seamless with the RMM. It works in collaboration with the RMM. And therefore, we're going to add a mini agent to the PSA screen, to the ticket screen, which will allow you to run a lot of RMM actions directly from within that screen. So running command line, running a script, connecting to the device, regedit, everything that you're thinking of, you'll be able to run directly from the ticket page, and this will save you a lot of time. It's very easy, very integrative, and very nice. Second off, we have the single sign-on, the SSO, for the customer portal. The single sign-on for the customer portal allows you to maintain the same entity that users have for their organizational identity and use it to log into the Atera customer portal. They won't need to remember any username and password. They'll be able to remember just one, the one that they have, and you'll be able to have that within Atera as well. That's very exciting as well. On the AI part, so we want to add the AI also to the customer portal. We want to empower you vis-a-vis your customers to use AI. That means that we'll add the option to train your knowledge base, to train the AI on your knowledge base. So you'll push all your knowledge base into the AI. And once you push that, the AI is trained and can answer questions in natural language. Your user can ask like direct question, like they ask ChatGPT, and they'll be able to get the answers based on your knowledge base. So this is amazing. We're experimenting with this right now, and hopefully this is going to be very beneficial for you guys. Next up is the checklist and subtickets. So as I mentioned earlier, checklist is something that's very efficient for you. So you'll be able within the ticket to create a checklist and cross the stuff that you finished, and the subtickets will allow you to collaborate with the rest of the team. One more thing we're working on is Teams integration. Teams integration, there are several types of integration that can happen, but we're thinking of one that will allow your users to open a ticket for you on Teams the way they do with an email or with a customer portal. They'll be able to open a ticket through a dedicated channel, and this ticket will be open in Atera the same way it opens today. You'll be able to keep working with Atera with the same ticket page, the ticket page that you know and familiar with, and reply through there. But your customers will interact with you through Teams. This will allow them to use their native organizational app in order to communicate with you. Many organizations today are moving away from email and more into Teams or sometimes Slack, but mostly Teams. And they want to open the tickets in the same platform that they use daily, so we will allow you to do that as well. One last thing is the HTTPS. So we are going to introduce HTTPS to the customer portal. This is something that a lot of you have been asking for a long time. This will require us to manage your certificates. That means that we will create the certificates and we will maintain them. That means you don't need to worry that the certificate is going to be expired. Everything is going to be automatically managed by us. We'll create the certificates, manage them, and no more hustle, no need to remember that. Everything is covered by us. As you know, we've invested heavily in the marketplace in the last year and a half. We have a dedicated team that's working on it, and we're investing in two different domains on the marketplace. The first one is choice. We want to bring you the best choice of vendors out there that will integrate to Atera, so you can choose whichever suits your needs. And we're working very hard on our business development to try to bring you the best vendors out there. The second area is the depth of the integration, which also bears a lot of development. We want those vendors, those partners, to be as tightly integrated to Atera as possible. That means that everything that we can think of, alerts, payments, payment distribution, everything you can think of will be readily available from within Atera, and we work very hard on this. This is pretty complicated because each vendor has their own API, their own way of doing things, and we need to integrate all, but we're working very, very hard on this. So we started with the alerts. We already implemented alerts on Acronis, as you probably know, but we want to expand this to all of the vendors. As I said, it's complicated, but we've built this architecture that will allow us to incorporate all of them. This took a lot of work, but hopefully we'll be able to bring all of them up to speed with Acronis within the next quarter or two. Second of all, also on the depth domain, we have the auto install app. That means that we want to make it easier for you guys. If you have a new installation or a new app that you want to introduce, whenever you do the integration, you'll be able to decide right on the spot which devices you want to install on, and this will be installed on automatically. Also, each new device, you can decide whether the new device automatically gets an agent of this partner or not. And if you choose to have it, then it will be installed automatically. Again, this is in order to reduce the need of you to take care of each user individually. The third thing that we're adding to the MDM is about choice. So we are adding integration both to Keeper and to Google. You all know and love Google Docs. Google Docs is as efficient and useful as Microsoft Office. Everyone with their own taste. Some people like Google more, some people like Microsoft more. Whichever you choose, if you choose Google, you'll be able to purchase it directly from Atera, and this is going to be integrated into Atera. We're also adding Keeper, which is the first password manager that's integrated to Atera, so you'll be able to run it directly from Atera, and we're very, very excited about it. Another highly sought after issue is the MDM. A lot of you asked for it. I don't have great news there. We're working on this. However, what you need to know is that we're working very hard on this. This is something that's in the focus of our attention. We have several ways to take action on this, and I expect that very soon we'll have news on what we chose to move forward with. Functionality is very, very important, but it's not enough. It's also about price, right? You need to make sure that the price is right, and we're trying hard to make the price right for you. For that aim, we're coming up with marketplace bundles or credits. That means that you will have bundles that you can pre-purchase. You can choose from various packages, from small ones to large ones. Of course, the large ones will have deeper discount, and the small one will have lower discount. However, once you purchased it, you can use it on any application out there, any application in the marketplace. So this gives you both the discount and the flexibility. You can choose, if you started off with a specific partner and it didn't work well and you want to switch to another one, no problem, you can use the same credit to the other ones. So that's flexible and discount. Wow, that's a lot to unpack, but we're moving forward. Let's move to network discovery. A lot of you are using it and enjoying it very much, but we want to increase the value there. So one thing we're going to add is the ability to install an agent through GPO. So today, the success rate of installing agent, sometimes that's a hit and miss due to the architecture, the way it works. We don't have magics, but through GPO, we'll be able to install agents a lot more reliably. So you'll be able to add the Active Directory integration, and then we'll be able to install new agents immediately as the new devices come to life. Another thing that we're going to add is a more expanded SNMP scan. We're going to scan SNMP v2 and v3. Of course, you'll need to add the password, but this will expand the scan for you. We'll be able to discover more SNMP devices. And the cherry on the top is the topology. The network topology will create an illustration for you, which consists of all the network, all the devices, everything you have there. So you'll be able to see if you have redundant devices, or you'll be able to make better decisions based on what you see there. If you wanna remove specific devices or specific network devices, you'll be able to do that as well. Now let's go to your questions. We've asked you in advance for your question, and we had some very, very nice questions out there. So I want to start with the first question. So the first question is, how does Atera position itself in terms of security products? That's a good question. So Atera provides some security features. We have CVE scanning as part of network discoveries, and we're also scanning for open ports. But right now, this is not something that, more security features is not something that we're pursuing actively. We do have a very big suite of security products that are integrated into Atera. You have Malwarebytes, you have ESET, Bitdefender, Webroot, Acronis, and a lot more. And you can pick and choose whichever you want. They're deeply integrated to Atera. We're adding more integration as we go. So you can choose from that. Second question is, are we going to implement Sophos? The only thing I can say there is that it takes two to tango. We need Sophos and us to agree on the terms, and so far it hasn't happened. We hope it will happen soon, but we're working on this. But right now we haven't reached an agreement, so right now it's not in the immediate horizon. Third question is whether we're going to add Spanish support. So the answer to that is that we do not have any immediate plan for this. But I do urge you to go out to the user voice and vote for it. And if we'll see enough people are interested, we'll probably make this happen. Bear in mind that translating it is not enough. When we do localization, there's a lot more actions to take. So that's why we don't go that fast with other languages. However, if there's demand for this, there's a lot of demand for this, we'll probably do this. How can we move forward without a question on dark mode? So the dark mode was requested. I want it as well. I love dark mode. However, it's not going to be immediate. We'll probably be able to obtain that by the end of the year or maybe early in 2024. The reason for that is that we are now in a transition phase between two different front-end architectures. We're modernizing our front-end. This is very, very important for us. If we want to move to dark mode, we'll need to complete that transition. Once we complete that transition, we'll be able to move to dark mode, and this is the reason it's delayed right now. Another question is around PSA licenses. Are we going to provide PSA-only licenses? So good news there. We are having a pilot on this. If you want to join the pilot, get in touch with your CSM or ask support or tell support that you want to join that pilot, you want to purchase PSA, additional PSA licenses, and we could add you to the pilot. So that's nice as well. Another question regarding our FedRAMP compatibility or compliance. So the answer is we are not FedRAMP at the moment. As you know, we have started a very thorough process of compliance. So we've just completed SOC 2 Type 1. We'll have SOC 2 Type 2 pretty quickly. We're also finishing our ISO 27K compliances, all the range of ISO 27XXX. It's going to be completed in the next month or two. And the next for us is FedRAMP. That's definitely the next stage, so stay tuned. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to reach it pretty fast. As you know, our platform is pretty secure, so when we went to the ISO certification, it was only a matter of certifying it. Nothing was missing, and I'm pretty sure FedRAMP is going to be smooth as well. Another request was whether we're going to allow the portal to be white labeled. So today you are able to put your logo on the portal. That's basic, of course, but there's more to come where we'll add more white labeling options in the next quarter or two, so stay tuned. Another question was for the IT department product, and the question was whether we can have folders under department. So we heard requests on this. We started thinking about this, but please go to user voice and vote for this. If we'll see that there's a lot of people asking for this, that this is a real need of a lot of our customers, then this will go up in priority, and there's going to be higher chances that we're going to do this pretty soon. Guys, thank you so much. I enjoyed it a lot.